Hi there, Drew Rebar with Auditing Reno 911. So this video is about a public records request that I filed back on February 28th of 2024 with regards to some errors that were happening on the Secretary of State's computer system that were reporting votes incorrectly.
Errors on the Secretary of State's website that told some people they'd voted when they actually hadn't.
Anyways, the Secretary of State should be pretty open and honest about elections and share all the public records. But they've been delaying me for, well, this letter shows, a year and a half to get public records on a computer error, according to them. Anyways, let me know what you think's going on. Here's the video. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe, like, do all that other good stuff. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Hey Drew, how you doing?
Good morning. How are you? Or afternoon?
Doing good.
Good. I'm going to go see the secretary. Will talk to me.
Okay. Looking for the meeting?
Governor's staff.
Hi there. How are you?
Good, how about you? What you doing?
I have a question. I was wondering if your public information officer would be willing to talk to me.
They are in Vegas.
Oh, they're in Vegas.
That's, well, is
Got nobody
he
here?
here?
Because it's with regards to a public records request.
Okay.
And the records request is going to be a year and a half old. So I just want to know why it takes them a year and a half to fill the records request.
Okay.
Because the law says 5 days.
Yeah, let her,
That's much different than a year and a half.
she's gonna see, I don't think Rob's here. Hi. Your dad?
Yeah. As long as they say hi.
You're welcome. I'm not sure if Rob is here. He's the PO for elections.
I mean, because the next step that I'm going to take is I'm going to go file a lawsuit. And then I might even put my name in the hat to run for Secretary of State. I think that's a pretty good thing if Secretary of State's computers change votes and then you have a records request and you want to answer it for a year and a half. Might be something good to campaign on. So in other words, what do we need to do to get the records? That's the real question.
Let me ask if Rob's coming back.
Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good seeing you again. Been a little bit.
Yeah.
Mark Velashin,
Mark?
remember?
Yeah. I got a question.
Okay.
I want public records
Yes.
about when they switched the votes in the computers November of 23, I believe it was. That was my request.
Okay.
Why does it take a year and a half to get records? Or longer, because every time they update things, they just, first it was 6 months, now wait a year, and now I got this one the other day to wait a year and a half. And then why do they misspell my name? Is that purposeful, or is that a mistake?
I can assure you that any misspellings of names was not deliberate.
I don't know about that because I
Sure.
don't
No, I understand.
necessarily trust the system. After all, I had to sue Washoe County because Washoe County didn't put my name on the sample ballots.
Right, I remember.
So I mean, I'm kind of really pondering if it's purposeful at this time.
I understand.
Name misspelled here, name left off sample ballots, even though the Constitution law says you got to be on there.
Right.
5 days to get a public records request turns into a year and a half. So is there malintent there, or is it just incompetence, or why would that be?
Excellent question. I'll be able to get you an answer about what's taking so long, but I'm not the person who handles these records, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, I'm sorry?
Cecilia?
Yeah, so what I can do is I can go back and talk to our public information officer and try to get her to get in touch with you here sooner than not. And
Okay,
just
so
express her
I'm to
concerns.
the point where I'm going to go spend the $250 and file the lawsuit.
Okay.
And, you know, election season's coming up. Maybe I'll even put my name in for Secretary of State instead of Assembly.
Okay.
Just Because it seems to be Cisco's not doing his job.
Does he have his name and number on here?
Mr. Weber, you don't have your name on here.
No, because they misspelled it. I'm Mr.
Mr. Roberts. I see.
I'm Mr. Roberts.
I have Mr. Roberts' information.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was in the system because I was a candidate.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked a handful of times in the last couple of years. So, I will talk to our PIO about that. Make sure that we get an answer and try to get something back to you sooner than not.
Yeah, 5 days would have been nice. A year and a half is not.
I do know that this isn't the only public records request that we have, right, as an agency or as a division. So, there's quite a bit coming through.
From me? I think this is the only one you have out for me right now.
Oh, for you? Yes, sir.
There's probably other people that were interested in that too.
Sir. So.
I don't know if they've been answered or not. And again, a year and a half is outside of the guidelines. All the case law that I've studied is we're way beyond the law. And if everybody takes an oath to uphold the law and the Constitution,
As we do.
why are we not following our oath?
So I think maybe the statute you're referring to is being a bit misinterpreted.
Well, it's NRS.
Yep.
It's NRS 239.010, I believe, is
The one says you have to get a response within
5 days.
Yeah, response.
But it also says you have to give good cause if you're going to go beyond that, and there's no good cause here.
At least that she's identified to you, I think.
Nobody's identified any cause.
Well, let me talk to her and I'll see if I can
So
get
like I
some
said,
clarity on that.
the responses have not met the case law precedent that's been set, and they don't meet the words in the statute.
Sure.
That's why I say we're way outside of the law.
I understand, Mr. Redbar.
And the other factor is that since I do publish and I've been recognized as a member of media, you're also infringing on my press rights because I can't publish. So that's causing economic damage at this point.
Okay.
And I don't want to. But anyways, I just want to solve the problem. If we
Yeah,
can
you
solve
want the
the
information
problem,
that you requested.
yeah, if we can solve the problem, that would be much better than having to escalate the problem.
Of course. Let me talk to her. Actually, I've got an interview I have to do for a position, one of our vacancies right now. Our PIO will be involved in that process though, so I'll talk to her as soon as we're done and see if I can't find out what's going on.
Should I get a phone call or an email later today then?
I will give you a phone call or an email later today, one way or the other.
Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good seeing you again.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you, Mark.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Everybody knows me. What did I do?
I see you on the news all the time.
I do.
Whenever there's
I just post videos.
some sort of event, you're always in the background.
Try
Yeah.
to know what's going on.
Yeah, that's right.
This one's, it's taken them a year and a half. Do you remember back in November of 23 when the Secretary of State was reporting people had voted in elections they'd never voted in?
Oh, right.
Well, I was one of those people that they misreported. And so I asked for the public records. How did that happen? A year and a half later, they still haven't answered.
Well, that's good you're looking into it.
I just think things might be a little corrupt.
Right.
It's possible.
Could be. All right. Take care.
I wouldn't say it without proof, though.
Right.
Have a good one.
I want to be clear. At no point was any data inaccurate at the state or county level. The only inaccuracy was with the message that was presented to the voter when they checked their vote history on the state website. The matter had nothing to do with vote tabulation or election results in any way. That being said, I am the Chief Officer of Elections for the state of Nevada. The buck stops with me. This morning, my office issued a release on my behalf apologizing to the Nevada voters.